belated Halloween! Welcome back to 47 weeks, week 6. If you're wondering why I look this way, it's because it's Friday night and there's a party that's starting in about an hour. And a few of the interns are going to be there, some of my other friends, so I'm really excited to see everybody and relax. This week was class week and it was crazy. I learned so many things this week. We had class after class every day of the week with different speakers. It was really eye-opening and a good refresher for some other things. We had a speaker from the Nova Scotia Environmental Health Centre. So she came and talked about certain diseases that are often dismissed that are related to the central nervous system, such as fibromyalgia or issues like IBS, restless leg syndrome. So anything that the doctor doesn't really want to deal with, those individuals get sent over there. So she explained the different considerations and how it's really important to validate their concerns because their entire life, many of them have been told that it's just in their head. We did a seminar called Respond with Heart. So we learned about how to handle your complaints or negative feedback constructively to make sure that you're being empathetic and that you're not escalating the situation and you're able to help the individual right away. We learned about nutrition for cancer care, liver disease, renal disease. We learned about nutrition for cystic fibrosis, which was so completely new. I didn't learn about it at all in school. And we even had somebody with cystic fibrosis come in and talk to us and answer some of our questions and just tell us about their experiences, which was super eye-opening. So there was a pop quiz on clinical rotation, and I gotta say I didn't do too great on it. So I came home on Monday night and I had such a great day learning, and then I was so stressed out about how bad I did on this quiz, and my roommates got me wine and chocolate ice cream sandwiches and helped me forget about the whole thing. And then I was told that it wasn't that big of a deal, it's just to see where people are at. And it was on lab values, which is my weakness right now. My preceptor and I talked about how I need to go over the lab values more. So it was a pop quiz on my weaknesses and I hadn't memorized any of the ranges. So, but that's okay, it's over. We had speakers from Partners for Healthy Weight come and talk to us on how they manage weight loss and obesity in the province. And we also had a half day for diabetes education up in Cobequid. There was also a seminar on nutrition-focused physical assessment, which was so fascinating. It really showed how dietitians' roles are going to be slightly changing. So dietitians are actually going to be able to touch the patient and assess them in certain spots, like in their temporalis, as well as their shoulder and their trapezius muscles, and really feel and see if there's any muscle wasting happening. Because it's not always easy to tell. You can see somebody that's really thin and you can look at them and go, yeah, they're malnourished. But somebody that's overweight or obese, that's losing muscle underneath all that fat, you might not be able to really tell. It's just something that's going to be new, the dietitians are going to be doing that they aren't right now. So it's really cool that we get to be part of this new change. Some other learnings for the week is that we were told to really make sure to keep an open mind once we finish the internship. Some people go in really knowing head on that they want to do clinical, or they want to work with outpatients, or they want to work in the community, but they told us to really not pigeonhole yourself in to one career option and to let an opportunity go by. And because you never really know what you're going to end up liking doing. Most of the dietitians hadn't learned anything in school or an internship in their current specialization, and they love what they're doing. Or they thought that they were going to hate working in renal, for example, and now that's what they do and they love it. So really keep an open mind. I also learned that I don't have diabetes. Yes! On the diabetes education half day, we got to test our blood sugars with the self-monitors, and that was really cool. I also learned about all the different health zones in Nova Scotia and how there's the one authority, Nova Scotia Health, and how there's 4 different zones spread out. I learned about disaster planning as well as ethics. It was funny actually, during the disaster planning talk, there was a fire alarm that went off. So it was like practice for disaster planning, going to a certain location and signing a certain form and waiting until it was all safe. It's hard to not get addicted to caffeine, especially when you're waking up so early. I've never been the type of person to get addicted to anything, and I just find it hard to keep my eyes open. Even if it's something really interesting, it's like the more I try to listen sometimes, the more sleepy I get, and I don't want to be doing that. So I've been drinking coffee. Not every morning, but going from once a week to 3 times a week. Learn about all the different foods that are high in phosphorus, so individuals that have renal disease should avoid them. In particular, dark pop. Even if it's diet, it has phosphorus in it, which is going to leach calcium from your bones. So if you're going to go drinking, make sure you take diet 7-Up with your vodka instead of diet Pepsi. I learned that cancer is linked to obesity, especially cancer of the endometrium. The most important learning, and you're going to want to listen to this, when you're applying for internship and you don't get much feedback on what you did wrong and you don't know what to improve, and you don't know if your references actually said good things about you or they didn't, there's actually a way to find out. Even though it doesn't mean open the confidential envelopes that they give you and break their trust, but what you can do is you can go on a website on the government of Nova Scotia, and because of freedom of speech, you can request a form that'll give you access to see what your references said. Problem solved. It'll be in the link below, so check it out. I haven't done it because I just learned about it today, but it really gives you hope if you have no idea what you could have done better or could have improved for the next time you're applying. So check it out. Whew. So next week I start my first admin rotation. I'm going to be in the Central Food Service at the VMB, and I have no idea what I'm going to learn, so you'll have to wait till next week to find out. So this week has been fascinating but exhausting, especially for my brain. So I'm gonna go relax and have a much needed glass of wine. I mean blood. And I will talk to you next week. Thanks for watching.